You're listening to the Hello Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Hey, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Hello Well with Danielle podcast. I am Danielle, your host of this podcast. Have you ever met someone or saw them online? You're like, I love this person. There's something about their energy, about their persona that you're like, I need to know this person. I need to be connected to this person. My guest today, Dani Faust, is that person for me. Like, I still can't remember where I met her. But all I know is I remember seeing her as like, oh my God, there's something about her that I just adore and I love. And I need to know her in my life. Fast forward, getting to know more about her. I'm like, of course, this is it. She's, a spiritual life and manifestation coach. She's an intuitive energy healer. She's a metaphysical practitioner and all things that I love. Not the fact that she's a girl who casually curses like me. She just has beautiful energy, but she has such a beautiful story. I love that, for the last 15 years, she's been living with the mantra, I'm just here to help women live happier, healthier lives. And there's so much about it. And she did this through manifesting and attracting the life that she wants. And we talk about attracting the lives that we want, but a lot of us are like, okay, I know there's a concept of manifesting out there and I should be doing this, but how do I go about doing this? Well, today is your day. You're going to learn how to manifest the life that you want. You're going to learn how to manifest big things in your life, little things in your life. And if you are interested in going deeper and learning that there's different healing modalities, guess what? You're going to get that today. So be prepared for an amazing episode. My guest, Dani Faust from Okay Dani and Manifested Sis Podcast. You're not going to want to miss this one. So this is an episode that I'm like, yay, I'm so excited. So let's get this party started. I am so excited to have Dani Faust here, who is the amazing Dani Faust from Okay Dani. And if you don't know, she also has the most amazing podcast called Manifested Sis. She is a spiritual life and manifestation coach and so many more other things. Thank you for being here. Hey, Dani.
Hi. Thank you, Danielle. Thanks so much for having me. So excited to talk about all this good stuff.
And it's so funny. So random sidetrack. We didn't talk about this. I actually hate the name Dani. And I love that you love the name Dani. My mother actually named me Danielle so she can call me Danielle. I'm like, well, my birth certificate says Danielle. So you're going to have to just deal with it.
Everyone calls me Dan. And I started to go by Dani because my original blog was Okay Dan, because that's what everyone says to me. Okay, Dan. And it was taken. So I just put an I. And then started going
I love that.
But
I love that.
Yeah.
So, I love your story. I know you have this mantra about I'm just here helping women live their lives healthier. Can you just tell people about your story and also make sure you tell how you got FaceTime with Oprah? Because I can tell you, we're all talking about manifestation today, and there's so many people would love to figure out, how do I manifest working with Oprah?
Okay. So I'm going to do a very truncated version of my story. It started in about 2003. That's the year I should have graduated college. Instead, I was too busy partying and drinking and doing lots of other bad things. And it was fun, but it was a downward spiral. I will be honest. There was a good part. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't productive and it wasn't like what I wanted to do. And I saw all my friends graduating around me and I was just like, hold on, I'm smarter than you and you and you. How are you finishing? And I'm here stuck. I was in Stuckville. So that took me to personal development and I just really dug into it. I loved the concepts, everything I was learning about having my personal responsibility and how I can set goals and all that good stuff. Fast forward to me really eating that stuff up. And I became a personal trainer. So I started also having that kind of helping mentality. And I noticed that with my personal development, with my personal training clients, it was like we weren't even working out. We were just talking about goals and all this personal development stuff. And then at the end, I was like, oh shit, just lift these up. It was just literally coaching. So in 2007, I watched The Secret for the first time. And I was like, wait a second, that all corresponds with what I'm learning in personal development. This makes so much sense. It puts a spiritual twist on things, but it felt incomplete. But that led me down a rabbit hole. Danielle, it led me down a rabbit hole of like all stuff intuitive, all stuff spiritual, how everything connects. And it was just mind blowing, but also felt very, very right. So
yeah,
the secret was kind of like the door opening, kind of giving a little taste. And then I just went all in. Fast forward 2011, I got my coaching certification. And around then I also started my blog, which was just a lifestyle blog, hey, look at me, I'm cute, that kind of stuff. But then it shifted to be more about helping others, since I was helping people in my day-to-day life. And I did that for a while. And the blog is actually what led me to Oprah. But it wasn't until I kind of shifted from this is the content that bloggers put out to listen, this is me. You're going to deal with it. I curse. I say how I feel. It is what it is. Once I shifted that, I noticed my money increase. I noticed manifesting get easier when I was more authentic and just kind of living in alignment. And that's actually what helped me get Oprah, which was a goal of mine that I had written down. Like, I'm meeting this woman. I'm going to hug her. I'm going to tell her I love her. She's going to say, I love you back. That was my goal somehow.
Oh my God, I love it.
That led, I worked with Disney for a few campaigns, and that's what led me. So I made a rant on Facebook, I think it was, about it was just about anti-Blackness and just like anti-racist type rant. And someone shared it, and they happened to be friends with the person who was putting together these trips for Disney. And one was for Queen of Katwe, Black Panther, and then the other one was Oprah's movie. So I got to go and meet her, and what's the cute little girl from Elle Woods? She played in Legally Blonde. I forget her name. Anyway,
Reese Witherspoon.
That one, and a few other folks. But Oprah was the one who just had my heart. So yeah, we got to interview her there. We had a FaceTime separately at this red carpet event, and I was stalking her. Okay, through that event, I was I was ready, and I was just going through, and then her handlers were all around her and was pushing everyone back. Even the other celebrities that were in attendance, they were pushing them back no, she's not having any, no more one-on-ones. I was like, I manifested this shit. You can't tell me no. So I dip, dodge, and dive, and I slid on in there, and I was like, Oprah, look, word vomit, word vomit, word vomit. And she was just like, thank you for recognizing, whatever the hell she said. I forget now because whatever. It's in a blog post if you want to know. Anyway, she took the picture of us together, and I just melted. Life done. I die happy. But
so that was me meeting Diane von Furstenberg, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love you! I love you! You helped style." She helped style me. I literally was like, and I'm like, "Why did I buy 2 dresses for $1,600?" Because it's Diane von Furstenberg, and then she actually touched the dress that I'm wearing.
That's amazing. I love that though. I love that, when you meet someone who is just so impactful in your life, whether it be in your fashion part of your life or your personal development, doesn't matter. It's just thank you for existing, because if they weren't in their alignment, if they weren't manifesting their dreams, we wouldn't care about meeting them.
No, definitely not. And for me, it's not even the fashion. I love what the wrap dress means for women and women's empowerment. And just her, I don't know how much you know about her story, but her story is so powerful. If you don't, you should definitely check out her story.
All day long. I don't know anything about anything, but I do know her wrap dress. I do know her name and her wrap dress. And I love that wrap dresses look good on everyone, but that's about all I know.
You should definitely check her out.
I will.
So my question to you is, we've talked about a couple different things. There's some people who are like, what is manifesting?
Yeah, manifesting, you hear a lot of people talking about it in different ways. Manifesting to me is bringing what you want into your desires into your lived reality. So manifesting literally, if you look it up in the dictionary, it's making something real. So making it real.
Okay, that's an easy answer. And so I've heard The Secret. I remember seeing it on TV. I know Lisa Nichols was part of it, but I've never seen it because as woo-woo as my friends think I am, I'm like, nah, I've tried. I think I've watched maybe the first 5 minutes. I'm like, nah, I can't get into this. And I don't know why I couldn't get into it, but it was just it didn't resonate with me, but I am so interested in manifesting at the same time.
Yeah. So you know what? Not everything's for everyone. And honestly, The Secret is a great beginner. You're probably well past that. So one thing I like to say is you don't have to be woo-woo to manifest. Everyone is manifesting all the time, whether they think they are or not. When we say manifesting, we're talking about the active, conscious, like on purpose manifesting. And that happens through your energy. You can co-create with God or source, universe, whatever language you speak. You're co-creating this experience. So whether or not The Secret resonates with you or whether or not what I say today resonates with your listeners, spoiler alert, you're still always manifesting. And it's your choice whether you call it manifesting or call it goal setting and goal achievement. Either way, you still have to be in alignment to make your things come into your life, make things happen or allow things to happen. It's just, sometimes it's kind of just vocab, right?
So I know you talked about being intentional about it, but is there times when we actually manifest things, a lifestyle that we don't want with our words and like and unintentionally manifesting things that we don't want in our life?
Yeah, so say you're in a struggle bus period in your life right now and, things are just going wrong. You have this vision of what you want for your life. I want to have the house, the car, the great job, whatever, but you're just in struggle mode. And it's just like, I'm just trying to get these bills paid so they don't kick me out of this apartment. You're in struggle mode. If you're constantly only looking at what's in front of you, the struggle mode thing that's going on, then you're going to continue to manifest more of it because we manifest where our intention is, where our vision is. We manifest from what's to come. Everything around us now is basically a product of who we used to be. Everything around you, your past thoughts, your past version of you. So if you're living for the now and only focused on the now and just kind of like struggling minute to minute, you're going to continue to manifest exactly what you've got or similar. But if you're doing the things, taking the actions now in your life, but keeping your mind focused on what's ahead, what the goal is, then you're going to manifest that next level you, what I like to call you 2.0. So you have to be really, really clear on who you 2.0 is, what she's got, what she does every day, how she's living, so that you can keep that vision ahead while you're slugging through over here.
I love that you 2.0, because I'm definitely looking at you 2.0, because you 2.0 me is not living in America.
Hey, I love it.
By no means necessary. But so what are some tips on how to work on manifesting and getting yourself ready to thinking about you 2.0? Like, I know you talked about like, what is she wearing, but like, can you go more into detail about that?
Sure. Listen, you 2.0 is, and then just so you know, there's going to be you 2.0, then there's going to be you 3.0, 4.0. So just be aware. So what you do is take a deep breath, get centered. I am a very big journal person. So get a journal or your phone if you're a texty type person, I don't know, and think about a full day in the life of what you desire, like what's next for you. So questions you can ask is like, what do I have for breakfast? What do I do for work? How do I respond to people when they upset me? How do I respond to dudes who catcall me? Like whatever kind of any random thing in your life. How are you responding? What do you do for fun? What do you do for exercise? What are you eating for dinner? What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? What's your morning routine? Like everything. Think about what you want. Where are you living? What clothes are you wearing? And how much did you pay for your wrap dress? All that stuff. How much is in your bank account? So all of those type of things, just get a really full picture. And there's no right, there's no wrong. It just must be clear to you.
Yeah.
As long as it's clear to you, you know where you're going. Now, here's the magic. And I talk about this in my little course, but here's the magic, a little secret. Here's what you do. You pull that to you closer quickly. You magnetize you 2.0 to your 1.0 by starting to do the things that you can do to live her now. So, for example, you're living in a small apartment. You can't just pretend that you're in a mansion, right? So that's not something that's reasonable for you to do now. But say you said that you 2.0 has green smoothies for breakfast and feels really energetic. Well, sis, you can have a green smoothie while you're broke. You can have a green smoothie in your little apartment. So you 1.0
Yeah.
can do some of the you 2.0 activities. And what that does is it gets you in closer alignment. And when I say alignment, I mean just aligned with what is your highest. So whether that's God, universe, source, the most high, Allah, Yahweh, whoever you pray to, whatever you believe, being in alignment when you are closest to that version, the best version of you, feeling good, feeling like we solid, God, me and you, okay, boom,
Yes.
kind of energy, that's alignment. And you're taking the next aligned step. Anything you can do to get closer to you 2.0, you do that and watch how fast every other thing comes. Because it's all energy, man.
I love, love, love that. I'm actually going to be doing that very probably this week. We'll be working on me 2.0. So it's interesting. So I love journaling. I actually have a journal as well that I actually wrote. I think writing, when you write things out and get it out into the universe, I just think it's so much more powerful than keeping it in your head. Like even dreams, because I've been working on writing out my dreams. This week especially, I've been having the most vivid dreams. So like this morning, I went for a walk and I posted actually on Instagram. I'm like twirling around. I'm like, it's a beautiful day in the morning. I had the best dream. But what I realized is a lot of my dreams actually come true. So I was like, okay,
yes,
all right. Well, this seems like it was a pandemic thing because I'm like, no one's wearing a mask. He's like, it's okay. I got you, sis. I was like, yes, you do, boo. Clearly it was a guy dream. Because I know that you've manifested your like a husband, 2 healthy kids. I'm not trying to manifest any kids by any means necessary. I love kids, but I'm too old for that right now. But like, I know there's these things, I call them the Claires because I always forget all of them. Can you, because I know that you have a couple of Claires. I have a couple of Claires, but I know they're Claire something, Claire something, Claire something. Can you explain what the Claires are and the ones that you have?
Sure. So there are, I think I know 6.
Yeah.
Claire it's spelled Clair and then the rest of the word, but it means clear. So clairvoyance is clear seeing, clairaudience is clear hearing, clear sentience is clear feeling, and claircognizance is clear knowing. I have those 4. There's also clairgustance, which is when you taste something, clear tasting. And then there's one for the scent, but I forget what it's called at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah.
That one.
Is that clairsentient or no?
Clairsentient is feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't remember that one.
So most people have like a little low level of awe. Let me just back up and let y'all know, I am one of the people who believe that we are all spiritual beings having a human little blip time as a human, and we all are connected to source. We are all intuitive. However, I feel that just like with someone who's really good at math and they just get it real quick and they don't have to study, there's some people who just really get how to hear and feel and see and know what spirit is giving them, like how to commune with source in that way. And there's other people who, just like me, had to study that algebra and like, what is this trigonometry? Then those are other people who have to really study to learn how to hear and commune with spirit in that way. But the takeaway of that is that we can all do this on different levels. Doesn't mean that you're going to learn how to hear source and then start giving readings for people, but it could mean that. Who knows? But we all have some type of clair, and we all are able to commune with source in different ways. Now, you just said that you have visions or dreams that then come to pass. So that's prophetic dreaming. You are clearly clairvoyant. And you are likely claircognizant as well, because I'm just saying that because I see that your crown chakra is wide open. So I'm just assuming that you get really good ideas, really fast downloaded ideas, and you can't get it out fast enough kind of energy. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is. And it's so I knew that I had the clairvoyance. Claircognizant is another one. I have the clairaudience, which I didn't realize I had the clairaudience. I actually did a training to learn more about, as I call the clairs, because I never remember what they're called. And because I would always hear songs. And I'm like, there's just random songs, or I'd hear different humming backgrounds. I would hear all these different things I didn't realize until I did a class. I'm like, oh, those songs actually have meaning, because like I'll have songs ahead. It's like, you know, girls, you might want to do this or da-da-da. Like there's if I think about it now that I know, it's like I listen to songs, I'm like, oh, yeah, that means something.
Yeah. Yes.
hollow notes in my head randomly.
Yes, your guides talk to you through songs. If you're just everyone listening, if you're just driving along, minding your business, and then some random song that you haven't heard in years just pops into your head, even if you can't remember the words, just keep it in mind and look it up on a lyrics app or something, those little sites. Look it up, and I bet you're going to read something and it's going to hit you just right. That's how spirit talks to us. We're always receiving messages from source, and if we're not mindful, we miss it. If we're not open and ready to receive, we miss them. But don't feel bad about missing them, because spirit has no judgment, and they will just keep sending you the messages until you get it.
Yeah, and it will definitely hit you hard when it's trying to hit you several times and you're not listening. It's like, okay, sis, you ain't listening. I feel like for me, one of my messages where I was getting, you need to slow down, sis. You need to slow down. You're about to burn out. You're about to burn out. Oh, you're not going to listen? Okay, great. Let's try this thing where we're going to fracture your pelvis bone. Ooh. Oh, you want to do this again? You didn't learn the first time? Oh, what can we do? Oh, we're going to tear your labrum. You want to be out for 3 or 4 months? Congratulations, sis. This is what we're giving you. But it was a time for me to slow down, reflect, and just really kind of go within. But, I wasn't listening to the message, because looking back now, I'm like, oh, there were messages. There were so many, but I was just like, I don't hear you.
Yeah, we're so trained to go, go, go. And we're so trained to keep working through the pain and I really should take a break. No, you're just being lazy. Keep going, keep going. Like those messages, that programming that we have to really fight through it. And remember, it's okay to just sit down, shut up, do nothing. It's okay to just take a nap. Literally, listen, my mother's Jamaican. I know that work kind of messaging. It's ingrained. So it really took a lot of shifting of that story for me to say, wait a second, I can chill out. I'm not less of a person if I ask for help on this or put this off and just take a little nappy nap. So,
yeah. So how do you tell people, what advice do you give people for tapping into their intuitive powers?
Yeah. So whenever I say the M word, people groan. So I'm going to say it softly. Meditate.
M-word. No, we don't say those type of words on here. We're a family show.
Yes. But yeah, meditation, it's not the end all be all, but meditation's a really great way for you to just shut the F up and be able to hear and know. But I do want to say, when we hear the word meditation, everyone groans because they assume, sitting in silence, cross-legged, and clearing your mind. And really, it's not it. Meditation is called a practice because it's truly practicing getting centered. And that sitting down cross-legged is just one of myriad ways to meditate. So if that calls to you, then go for it, sit there. But you can stand up and just kind of notice your body, get centered, and be just mindful for a moment. You can sit down, just put your hands over your heart and notice your hands rising and falling with each breath for a little while. It doesn't have to be clearing your mind, because as you practice getting centered and focus on one thing, your mind naturally kind of slows down and you get more adept at noticing the thought and then letting it go. Noticing your thought and letting it go is literally meditating. Okay. So don't feel like you have to have an empty mind. And I just want to drive that home. If you are sitting there and you're just kind of calm, you're focusing on your breath and you have the thought oh, I got to make dinner soon. And then you just let it go, you're straight. But if you're oh, I got to make dinner soon. Do we have any chicken left? Oh shit, did I take the chicken out? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to have to go to Burger King. These kids had Burger King last week. Oh man. Then you're all out of it. So just let it come and let it go and you're straight. If you're doing an activity that's repetitive, like washing the dishes or taking a walk, those things can be meditative as well. It doesn't have to be what TV tells you meditation is.
Exactly. It's interesting you bring that up, because I've been working on it this week. Is I'm creating a meditation 101, because I do, meditation as well. And I've noticed the difference in my life, because when I first started doing it, you were talking about, it was yeah, I'm hungry. Oh, what do I want to eat? Oh, that. And then you beat yourself up after the fact, oh man, I'm a horrible person because I can't meditate. Like, why can't I be like everyone on TV? Everyone that seems to do it, it's come so naturally to everyone else. And so it's that vicious cycle of you trying to meditate, you go into your head, you're not letting go of the thoughts, you beat yourself up, and then you try again, and then you just give up.
Yes. Yeah.
And eventually, I don't even know what got me to go back to meditating. I don't know if it was, I've discovered sound baths, which I don't know about you if you do sound baths.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
That just gets your energy right.
Yeah, for me, because I love music, which is why I knew once I found out about clairaudience, it made sense because music, I would say music is my first love, dancing's my mistress. But like sound baths, 'cause I love dancing. I wish I could sing, but I can't. But
Sing
sound
anyway.
baths for me.
I bust eardrums. Sing anyway. Yes.
I love you, girl.
No, I'm serious. I put on my headphones and I'm cleaning the house. I'm singing. You can't tell me I'm not Beyonce. Just sing. I don't even know what a key is. I'm like, ugh, but do it anyway because you want to do it. So do it. I'm serious.
I do it. I just don't do it when people are around. So God forbid I'm in a car. Best believe it's really a car. Like I don't really like driving, but I like driving so I could sing. And that's when like I totally lose my black card. I'm like, Taylor Swift, yes.
Okay, I gotta go. Let's wrap this up right now.
You're just gonna have to shake it off, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Shake it off. Shake it off. Like you don't know Taylor Swift, girl. Bye. But I listen to all types of music. That's fine. That's fine. I listen to everything. I love Italian music. I like opera. Mm-hmm. I love rock. I love hip hop. I love R&B. I love music. Like literally, I was that girl, and I'm totally dating myself. When you had your voicemail machine and I would put a song behind it to show your mood.
Yes, I used to love that. Those were in the days where like the free calls didn't start till 9. Yes. 7 if you had
Right. So yes, I love that. One thing I did want to talk about was what was it? Manifesting. Because we talked about different things. I know you talked about, manifesting Oprah and a bunch of other things. Like, is there a special way or any tips to manifest like bigger things? I know you talked about the 2.0, but like, what about like, I want to manifest that I'm out of a domestic violence relationship, or I want to manifest that I get to travel to Maldives, or I start this career that I've always been thinking about, but I'm afraid to tell anyone out loud these things that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. So the bigger things require a bigger buy-in from you. Okay. So with manifesting like a cup of coffee or a little bit of money or maybe the promotion or a kudos from your boss, you can do that by just intending and watching it come. When it comes to bigger things, they're only bigger because we have decided that they're so, right? We have already put them up on this pedestal, like the big house, the Maldives trip. Like we've made it big. And that means it's big for you. To that girl over there, it might just be like, oh yeah, that little Maldives trip. Oh, that little mansion. Okay. So it's different for everyone. But once you've made something big in your mind, you have to do a few things. One, it requires more buy-in from you, which means you have to do a little more clearing work of these beliefs that you have that's kind of blocking you from it energetically. And also you have to kind of shift into a space where it isn't that big. So you have to get into a place where and I call it of course energy. So you have to get into of course energy, where it goes from, oh my God, that big fancy trip to, of course I'm going to the Maldives. I'm gonna make it happen. Let me just think about this here. Like, how am I gonna make this happen? It's gonna do, it can't be huge. If it feels insurmountable, you feel like it's on a pedestal and you're all the way down here, that energy does not match. And what you need in order to manifest anything big or small, you have to be at an equal-ish resonance for it to happen. So had I not been really positive about my business and sharing online, and I was just like, I don't know, well, that I would have never written what I wrote and been noticed by the Disney dude who got me in front of Oprah. It just would not have connected. So think of the same thing when you're thinking of whatever's big for you. Where is that to you? Is it something that feels like way down in the future? Why? find a way to pull it closer to you. The same way you did with U 2.0, and you did little things to make that get closer by having that, green, what was it? Was that the example I used? The green smoothie in the morning?
Green smoothie, yeah.
So just like you did that with U 2.0, you can magnetize the bigger things to you faster by getting in that resonance. So maybe it's the dream house and you're in a little apartment, but you can sure go on Zillow and take a look. You can get yourself into that frequency by, cleaning up your place, adding the things that you would add to the new house, add it here. Like, why wait? I mean, don't go putting in fancy floors in your little rental apartment. But if you're going to, have a green jungle room with lots of plants, do that now. If you're thinking about the dream car and you're in your hoopty, go get that hoopty detailed professionally and put those little thingies around the steering wheel and just do whatever to kind of level up your energy, your vibe, so it's closer to what you want. That way you're closer to, of course, I'm getting out this hoopty and into that Lexus. Of course, I'm getting that big whatever. Of course.
That's interesting that you say that, because I did do that. And I didn't even realize I did that. So I lived in Italy for 2 years. And, I come from a family where no one had lived outside of the country. Like, we weren't rich of any sort. Like, we did travel, but it wasn't like we were balling by any means necessary. But like, for a year, I told people, I'm moving to Italy. Like, you're right. And I'm like, nope, I'm moving. I'm like, of course I'm moving. And to this day, I'd never understood how did I not let the naysayers get to me? Because I was in that, of course, mentality. Like, of course I'm moving. Of course I'm moving. It wasn't until I was on the plane on my way there, I was like, oh, girl. And then I was like, what are you doing? You don't know the language. You don't know a single person. Oh, my fucking God, you're about to, something's going to happen. But before then, I had just for a year, I was like, of course, of course, of course. And it happened. And it's the catalyst for me that changed my life, and it changed my trajectory. And it reminds me every time that if I put my mind to it, of course I can make it happen. But I never thought about it that way.
You put your mind to it. You also put your energy to it. You also put your vibes to it, because you didn't just say, of course I'm going, like a little robot. You did that. You said, of course, but then you also researched. Then you also daydreamed about it. You pictured yourself there. You planned outfits for it. You did other little energetic blip, 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 blip to get yourself resonating with that trip. That epic trip, by the way. Congrats. Jealous.
Oh, it was awesome. Granted, minus the one time I almost got sold as a sex slave, but that's a whole other.
We'll tell that story over drinks later.
Yeah, that's another story. Another ball game. Are there any other tips that you have for manifesting with ease? You talked about the 2.0. You talked about what to do, to manifest big things. Anything else, just to avoid blocks of any sort?
Yeah. So with blocks, I tell people to go, a multi-pronged approach. And when I work with my clients, I take them through a multi-pronged approach. So I'm an intuitive. I'm also an energy healer. So I'm able to kind of go in and see their blocks, see what's up with their chakras, and say, okay, I'm noticing this thing. Let's talk about it. Let's clear it. Let's transmute it. So I'm able to help facilitate that. You can do that on your own. You can do chakra balancing. You can think about your past and think about where, for example, money is a big one, right? So you think about where you're blocked with money. What stories are you believing about yourself, about money, about your ability to make it? Is it hard to make money? Money doesn't grow on trees, those kind of stories. And think about when it actually hit your life. Because we hear those kind of phrases, but when did it actually get rooted in you? Was it one time when you asked your dad for money to go wherever and he screamed on you and it was just whoa? And then you started to believe okay, wait, it's not okay to request money. What was it? So go there within yourself and then tell yourself the new story. Anchor in that new story by repeating it to yourself, writing it out. You can do an exercise that I suggest. I think I actually suggest this in the Ask, Believe, Receive courses. When you have this, when you have located the first memory you don't have to go to the exact memory in your history, but that story, the core start of that story, you write it out as it happened, and then you write out how you wish it had happened. So you can say, okay, I went to my dad and I asked him for the money for the thing, and he turned around and he got down on one knee and he was like, honey, I just don't have it right now. I want you to get that thing. And next week when I get paid, I got you. Okay. Or whatever it is that you would have liked that to have happened, you kind of switch the story. And that, that's part of the inner child healing work, and it's part of the belief changes work that we do. And, you can work with a coach, you can do it on your own. And that's the mental and emotional part. And then the energetic part I kind of facilitate with as well. So if you're listening to this and you've got stories and blocks around different areas of your life, not just money, all of it, love, anywhere you want something and it's kind of, you're feeling stuck to get it, you can get through it. It's just what I want you to know. I know sometimes we feel like things are insurmountable and like, oh, but you don't know me and my trauma. You don't know me and my magical special story. Sis, we all have magical special trauma stories. Trust. And we can get through them, we can get over them, we can transmute them, we can heal them. And when in healing and every step that we take towards healing, it's like we open the door to manifesting wider and wider and wider.
Yeah, this year has been a year where I feel like I'm just more open. Like I did ayahuasca in December. Have you done it before?
How did Mama feel? I did the core. I did the DMT. Okay. I didn't do the ceremony with Aya. How was it?
Yeah. Oh, that for me just changed my world. Like there was so many things that came out of it. What was interesting is, so you talked about energy healing and being intuitive. So I do want to talk about that. But what happened to me in my situation was I am an empath. So, and someone kind of warned me slightly about it because I didn't do any research prior to, because I didn't want to come in with a preconceived idea of what it was going to be like. I ended up taking on other people's energy and other people's stuff. And so I'm literally seeing what other people are seeing. And I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? And like, I'm literally getting sick for other people. So once I got past other people's stuff and got into my own, like it just changed. And I'm still seeing and getting downloads from that. And I'm just like, I'm grateful for that. But you talked about being an energy healer. Can you talk a little bit more about that and working with the intuitive? Because I've also worked with an intuitive. Like I didn't realize this person was an intuitive healer of some sort. And like, it was just someone, she was my chiropractor's wife, who I knew. I'm like, hey, Jenna, like, she was just cool. Like she was always there. She loved her spirit, whatever. And then I went to San Diego. I was in a bad job. And I was like, it was the first time I literally was like, F this job. Yeah. I'm literally on the our public transportation on my way home. Like, I'm going somewhere. And I booked the flight between being at work and getting to my house and left within 20 minutes of my house to get on a plane to go to, oh yeah, I'd never done that before. Now I've done that.
Hashtag goals. You're a G. Keep going. Sorry.
But so I got down there and she was like, I went to go see him. And she's like, no, sis, I need to talk to you. I know I didn't have appointments, but I need to talk to you. And she's like, you need to leave your job by September 1st. And you need to do this and you need that. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is interesting. And that was kind of more down my path of this working with an intuitive. So like, can you talk about being an intuitive, what it means to work with intuitive and also to work with the energy healer? I know I just have to lie.
No. Okay. So when you're working with an intuitive, I want you to just recognize that there are a lot of people who label themselves intuitive. There's a lot of people who label themselves psychics, mediums, healers, energy healers, and it can mean a lot of different things. So if you're looking to work with one, just please do your due diligence and, ask the right questions. But also, I actually have a podcast episode on it because I feel very strongly about this because there's so many people who are spiritually gifted, but then also are bad-minded. So just take that as you will. And your gut knows. So go with your gut over your head with any decision you make working with an intuitive or a healer. And also kind of look at what they're not saying. Look at their life outside of what they're trying to sell to you to make sure that their energy is matchy. Okay. That said, so working with an intuitive is great. Like what I can speak to me and then the intuitives that I have trained with, worked with, and so you come into a session and you come with honesty and you come probably with big emotions and lots of questions. And we just commune with source so when I see someone pop up on my schedule, sometimes when I just see their name, I'll start getting downloads and information for them. And I have to pull out my little notebook and write down what their guides are telling me. And sometimes it's like, once I see them on the Zoom screen, it's just like, here are their guides, word vomit, everything you need to know about your life right now and going forward, blah, 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 you know? And so I think that might have been what happened with Jenna. She's like, whoa, hold on. Here, take this information.
Exactly. Because I've worked with her several times afterwards, and she's like, okay, they're saying this, they're saying that, you need to let go. I was like,
yeah.
But she knows all this stuff. I'm like, okay, girl.
So it's the divine. It's God, it's source, it's your guides, it's your ancestors, it's my guides, it's my ancestors. It's all of this. Like, this is not empty space around us, this is the spiritual realm, and we are tapping in, and they want us to just hashtag Melania Trump be best, right? They want us to be best. So they're like, hey, this is what is for your highest good. Please listen. You're not going to listen? All right, I'm going to let you listen in another way. So working with an intuitive, we kind of help, we're kind of the intermediate between it. How I feel when I work with someone, I tend to attract people who have a little more of an intuitive leaning themselves. So when you have a session with me, I also tell you what you can do to tap in on your own. I know that's probably bad for business, but it's great for you, because then you can kind of get more confidence and strength in you communing with spirit on your own. Because it's like we're both in a dark room, right? And you're saying, hey, Dani, can you turn on the light? But you're totally capable of going and flipping that light switch on. But you're just like, oh, I'm scared too. Or I don't know if I can trust myself turning on that light. So I'm just like, fine, let me turn on the light, So that's
great analogy.
Yeah. Anyhow, so working with an intuitive, they give you the answers that you need. Some are able to give you like October 10th, you're going to meet the man of your dreams. His name is Robert. He's a lawyer. Sometimes that's how like detailed the information comes in. And sometimes it's just like, quit your job. You're going to be working in finance somehow. I don't know. And I can't call it on how detailed the message is, but your guides give you what your guides give you. So you ask your questions, you get your answers, and everything is moving you to your highest good. And then when it comes to energy healing, that is infused in everything I do as well. I trained in Reiki, and then shortly after that, I opened up to my actual gift, which is being able to see people's chakras and see their blockages and able to kind of like clear them out, pull the light through, and open what's wounded. It's wild. I don't even know if I'm explaining it right, because it's like, it's a seeing through the human into the energetic, and able to kind of open up, clear cords, pull off, like see things that have happened in your past, see, oh, that's the point of the trauma. Like I was saying about what to do before, like I can spot it. Okay, this is it. Tell me about this. All right, let's clear it out. Let's fix it. Let's heal it. So I'm able to kind of do that. And there's other people who can do that. There's some people who just let Reiki flow. Reiki is chi, prana, ki, whatever you want to call it, life force energy that we channel from source, and it goes into you. And Reiki goes where it's needed. So you might come and say, oh, my shoulder's been hurting. And I say, okay, let's see what's up with the shoulder. And then as I let the Reiki flow, it's saying, okay, go to the knee. But somehow when going to that knee makes that shoulder feel better. But Reiki knows where to go, and it just goes where it's needed and helps to heal you. Then there's other types of energy therapies like polarity therapy. There's lots of modalities, but the point is we're bringing in sources, love, light, healing energy, and zapping that healing on you.
Yeah, I love that. I'm actually a Reiki practitioner. Yay. So it was interesting. So you must see auras, which I don't see yet when you're doing Reiki.
Yeah, so I don't see auras like in the different like layers and levels, because I know okay. So I don't see it like that, but I'll see the color of what I'm working on. So
I love that. Yeah.
So it's and then
I discovered Reiki. I mean, I've known about Reiki, and I finally got certified as a Reiki practitioner too. And I'm actually like going to go to the higher level because I love it so much for me personally. And I love doing it on people. But when I first started doing it, I'm like, is this really working? And like literally my hands would like just go somewhere else. I'm just like, I didn't do that. My hands are just another thing. And like I had worked with someone to read my natal chart. It was the first, I've had my natal chart. I've gotten it before and read it myself, but I actually had someone interpret it. And one of the things they said was like, and she's like, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but like your hands are healing. Like you really need to do something with your hands. I'm like, I ain't giving nobody a massage. But I'm like, I've always thought about this Reiki thing. He's like, sis, you need to do that. And so it has been such a beautiful thing, not just for myself, but even I love giving Reiki to other people. Like it's something I need to do a better job of actually telling people I do it, because I just don't really tell people I do it. People who know me know that I do it, but I gotta get better at that. But yeah, I love that there's so many different modalities of healing. And that's part of the reason why I even wanted to do the podcast, because I want people to know that it's not just about, oh, I don't need to go on a trip and I'll be healed, or I go take a bubble bath, I get healed, or I go see a psychic or I'll be healed. Like there's so many different ways to heal our body, especially energetically and spiritually.
Yes. And I'm team throw everything at it. Like if you hear about something and it sounds interesting, go for it. Like I just love crystals. So I was like, I'm just going to learn about crystals. And yes. Oh, look, it's 4:44. Our numbers. Okay. So yeah. So if you're into crystals, look into crystals and crystal healing, crystal therapy. It's a thing. If you're into sound, if you're into music, sound therapy, there's so many different. If you're into breathing and you just want to chill, nap, rest, breath work, there's so many breath work modalities. Whatever you want. Like the healing isn't one size fits all. There's no one right way. And also I want to let you know, it's not like, okay, I healed, I'm done. No, sis, you healed that level. Now you're going to ascend energetically, spiritually, life-wise at large to the next level. And when you get to that new level, guess what? New devil. And you're going to have to heal on a different level there as well. So I want you to keep that in mind so that you know, like, okay, yeah, I got my chakras cleared. I'm balanced. I'm good. Wait a second. Just got this new job offer. Now I'm feeling like an imposter syndrome. Where's this coming from? You know, you're going to recognize that, I've got more work to do. Growth is never ending.
Yep. Not until you die. I know more about that, but reality check, it is not when you're gone, that's when it's over. But when you're not here, I'm an ancestor to help other people. I love talking to you. You are just such an amazing source, and you're such a beautiful person, even though you don't realize California is a better state than Florida.
Yes. It's better than Florida? Oh, yeah. I agree with you. But New York, sorry, honey.
Yeah, well, we're gonna let that one fly. We won't get into that one. But I know you have a lot going on right now. Do you have any courses or anything coming up that people could tap into, work with you directly?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. First of all, thank you for having me. To everyone listening, I hope you got something good out of this and start your manifesting journey or continue your manifesting journey. I have a class called Attractionista 101 that is always available. And it's just about raising your vibe so that you're in a place where you're going to manifest what you want. But right now, until the 22nd, I have a fantastic course. It's called Ask, Believe, Receive. And it's really to up-level your manifesting. So it takes you through the process of getting clear on what you want, how to request it from the universe, source, God, spirit, and how to shift so that it can come to you easily. The belief part is what I was talking to you before about, kind of getting those stories out of the way. Belief change modalities are discussed, different energetic techniques you can do on your own to shift all that crap out of the way. So it's like, here comes my blessings. Here comes everything that I'm looking for. So that course, the cart closes on October 22nd. So if you want to come check it out, Ask, Believe, Receive, I guess you'll have the link for them.
Yep. I'll have the link in the show notes as well as links to finding you as well. But just tell people what's your handles on social media so they know that, where to find you.
Yeah. So on Instagram, I am the Dani Faust, TheDaniFaust. I am always there. DM me. On the web, I'm at okdani.com, okdani.com, and you can find all of my manifesting content there as well. And on Facebook, I have this fantastic group that I'd love you to join. It's called the Lifestyle Redesign Lounge, and we have lots of great stuff going on in there. Lots of manifesting, energetic work, downloads from spirit. Every full moon and new moon, I do an energy reading. I'll do readings for my group as well periodically. So it's fun. It's a fun group. Positive ladies. You can sit with us.
Love it. So every guest, I ask 4 questions. They're like quick fire questions. So we're going to go with the questions. You're fine. I know where people get nervous. I'm like, it's not like I'm going to ask for security number.
I don't want to say something stupid. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Girl, I know you've cursed already, right?
I tried to be so good. Shit.
Oh no, I should have told you. This is like, this ain't a family show. No, because I curse and I don't even realize. Like my one friend son's like, she's like, whenever you call, I need to put you off a speakerphone because my son's around. I'm like, I don't even realize I say things.
I'm a casual cursor too. It's just natural. It flows.
Yeah. It just floats right now. Often I curse in Italian, so it makes it a little bit easier so people don't know what I'm saying.
Sexier too. Look at you. Oh, intercontinental with your rudeness. I like it.
Yeah. All right. So my first question to you is how would you describe living hella well?
Living hella well is living in alignment. It's knowing what the next best step to take is and taking it. No excuses, going on the next step for your path. And you know what it is. You don't need permission. You have that clarity. You go forward. That's living hella well.
Great. Aisle or window?
I'm sorry?
Aisle or window?
Oh, man. Okay. If I'm traveling with my husband, then window and him in the aisle, because usually you don't get anyone in between. If I'm traveling alone, aisle.
Okay. I love that you had a disclaimer on that one. What's one thing that's always in your travel bag?
A book or my Kindle, crystals. Oh, you said one thing. Sorry. A book and crystals too.
Those New Yorkers can't just give you one. No, joking. If you were giving advice to your younger self about what I'm calling the wellness revolution and doing right and taking care of themselves and learning how to put down the superwoman cape, what's one piece of advice you'd give to yourself?
Oof, I would say that when help is offered, don't attach a story to it. Take the help and say thank you, because that's from God. That's from source. That's from spirit. Spirit works through other people. And if someone is offering you help and you say, nah, that's you saying nah to spirit, source, God. And we don't want that. So take the help and don't attach a story like, oh, they're just doing it because they feel bad or they feel like they should. No stories. Yes, I'll take that help. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you so much, Dani, for being on here. I adore you. I love you. I can't, I want to just hug you because you just are amazing. So I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, you guys, thank you again for being on another episode of the Hello with Danielle podcast. I look forward to next week's episode. I was going to tell you what it is, but I'm actually not. But I can tell you, it's not one you're going to want to miss. If you are a mother, you're feeling stressed out and need a break and pause, next week's podcast, you definitely want to be tuning in. So other than that, I'll talk to you guys later and ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Dani on Twitter. And if you like hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.